Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with a game of hardcore Minecraft. Streaming now, so we'll see how that works out. I'm just gonna try to act normal, and if I ignore you, that's what I do to most people that I know, which is actually why I'm streaming today. Um, segue. First off, we'll think of something to do, which is probably going to involve making a couple of more chests because I have no space. So I was talking with somebody about my hangups with live streaming and such generally, and how I wasn't sure that people would find it engaging in any way, or like that I would feel bad for ignoring people. And they said, "Well, you've never felt bad for ignoring people in your whole life. Why are you worried about starting now?" And after I briefly thought about it, they were clearly right. So if I ignore you too, it's not because I'm not happy you're here. It's just my way. It's just who I am. Uh, but I think so. To continue on, we either plant more flowers or we go exploring. I think exploring is a good choice. And all this inventory management won't be for nothing. As far as tools go, I'm gonna want to get another axe. And where did I leave? No, the sword will be fine. The shovel will take, because we might just go and do terracotta stuff. I feel ambivalent about my armor. I guess we just... Man, yeah, I need to start acting more responsibly. I need a mending book, but that would be like the most boring thing to ever try to secure. Not that it matters. I think it's probably relatively unlikely that anybody will watch this while I'm doing it live anyway, so they could just skip to where I stop looking into boxes, if indeed anyone's still paying attention. Unimportant. We're just gonna get our tools and get ready to go. Of course, we could actually make diamonds, and wait, no. That's right, I can repair my stuff. Does it take multiple diamonds? We'll see. Alright, so for 1 diamond, I think it's 1. If it's 9 diamonds, I'm leaving, I'm going home. Okay, so it'll take multiple diamonds. Man, that's rough. Well, they're good boots, and I don't really need the diamonds for other stuff. Man, I hate to use resources on anything. That's just who I am. Alright, so this we get pretty good results out of, and that'll be alright. The axe I'm not going to waste a diamond on, because I can just buy that axe. It's not going to be any change in materials, but, in general, I think that you should try to save resources, but all right. I think I conceptually really need to change how I have things going on. There's too many screens now. And if I just don't look at the other monitor, that's fine. I may lack the visual maturity to have this much information going on to my left. And no one's even talking to me. Oh no, Bella got out. Anyway, so after an extended period of time, I might actually begin doing something. It's hard to say. So far I can say that streaming is exactly like recording a normal video, in that I ramble and behave in an unfocused manner, and I let the cat out. But Just teleport to me, Bella, and we can forget about all of this. Where are you? Anyway, I'm the worst. Where is my cat? This is a disaster. I'm about to start sweating and getting upset. As I do whenever I behave in an embarrassing manner in public. Like right now, when I have mislaid my cat, which I don't even know how. She does this just to embarrass me. Anyway, now I'm thoroughly distracted. Oh, a person is here. Anyway, they can bear witness to my embarrassment. Hello, so happy to see you here. But we're gonna try extra hard to make the cat go up, and to overcome my anxiety about the whole situation. Because after all, it's not the cat's fault that I forget the box-related commands. Come on inside, have a nice fish, and please sit down. Alright, there we go. So everything is much better now. And we're just going to give Garuda a seed, buy some tools, nighttime will fall while we're out there running around town probably. Still got a bunch of junk, but the brush is the important thing. So we'll head back and do a little archaeology maybe. Hard to say. I think, yeah, there's a complex interaction going on with what priorities the Windows think they have with always on top, and it's getting under my skin. But I'm not gonna get upset about it. I'm gonna fix it at a later date and attempt to not talk about it anymore right now. Do we get the efficiency axe just for goodness over the unbreaking one, even though we'll have to buy another one later? I mean, why not? Who cares? And that'll be the only tool that we need to get to go with this. We probably won't even really need it. But once you get into a tool collection, you sort of want to see it as far as it can go. And we're just going to say hello to the sniffer. Maybe they have something for us. People say they dig things up, but I've never seen it myself. I also have not spent a ton of time. Oh my goodness, they got so big. I think maybe they weren't doing anything earlier because they were just a little guy. I don't want to say, can I jump on their back and ride them, but can I? Come on, buddy. Don't worry. Well, they sure are a big guy. How fun. Yeah, this is not a big enough enclosure to keep them in if they didn't want to be, so I feel confident in saying that they're not unhappy here. I thought the sniffer was big beforehand. He's so... Okay, and now he's chomping into the dirt. And that's just a thing that he does, and then his legs sprawl out because he gets exhausted from eating. That's fun. Just running around sniffing at the air. That is no doubt one of the reasons that they have their name. They probably also smell like from far away. You know, they've got both the range and the frequency. That's why they have their sniffing reputation. Do I have a boat on me? No. Oh, torchflower seeds. I did get a thing from them. No idea what those are, but I can definitely grow them or not. I don't have on me. No, of course I don't. Why would I ever? I don't carry them. We're just going to put them into a chest and forget about them, or, you know, remember them someday. You know, it would be better if I just planted them right now. if they can even grow here. I don't, I've never heard of the flower, so it may be impossible. I have random tools here. Yes, excellent. Just like I thought I would. We'll grow this over here by the cake if possible. Oh, get an advancement for that. Planting the past. All right, very cool. Learning new stuff all the time. I'm of course not angling to get all of them, but I am, picking away at them gradually, and it's always nice to get another one knocked out. So that's good news. And we'll just throw the emeralds in here, even though this is a terrible place to keep my mineral wealth, and crash for the night. And I have no idea what that's going to look like when it grows up, so pretty excited about that, but that can wait for another day. We'll take one of these boats, although you can't trust the chest. We'll just assume that we're not going to meet any friends that we want to bring along with us. But we've got a backup axe. We've got plenty of decent tools and plenty of food. Do I have any torches at all? I have no torches at all. That is bad. This is an embarrassingly long time to take to start a quest, but it'll be all right. It's been several days since I played hardcore, so maybe that was a reason I was waiting to move out again, was because I needed torches, which I did have a lot of charcoal, and then I left it all in there. So those are all things that happened in a row. All right, I don't have enough sticks. Two stacks of torches, and yeah, we're just gonna go on an adventure. Probably in the direction of the terracotta ruin, because I was having fun out there, discovering things. And we've got bunches of fish, so we could, like, fool all sorts of local cats into being our friends, potentially. Very exciting. And, of course, we could just go some other direction and look for cherry trees, because I need like 1,000,000 cherry blossoms to put onto the ground to make it prettier. Could do that. But I don't have any leather stuff on me. No, we'll just go and do the previously planned stuff. Just get some more flowers, and then also go do a little bit more archaeology. Because it's good to not get distracted in the first 5 minutes of a plan, and to just go forward with it. Whether or not I do that frequently is really up for your analysis, because frequency is subjective. But so I think I'm probably going to just mainly live stream the hardcore runs now. I think that'll be the plan. For a couple of reasons. One, maybe people will enjoy it. Two, I think like YouTube, because I was watching one of my Total Warhammer streamers that I watch do a tournament. I was like, oh, there's a whole tab where you can just look at these videos later, which seems like a thing I would know, but I pay attention to stuff in a way that other people don't sometimes, so I'll miss things. But if I don't have to independently upload the video after I record it, that saves me a ton of time and effort. And Like I alluded to at the front of the video, since I'm not going to be taking time to, edit these and, add any value, why not be streaming them in the first place? It just seems like a good choice. And there's a flower forest over here to the left, which we'll probably just... Might as well raid it now. And then we'll go do a bit of archaeology. And then whenever we get bored of the archaeology, it'll be a good time to leave. And then we won't be getting distracted by the desire to acquire every flower in the whole world. Which otherwise, grows to be distracting. I have been playing a lot of Minecraft, although not hardcore playing. That is a funny way to say that I've been planting a lot of wheat again. I mean, just like a lot of it. I'm not like embarrassed about it or anything, but like if somebody asks about it in a specific way, they could sure make me feel self-conscious about it. I think it's a wonderful amount of wheat, but I mean it's also shocking and excessive, and I do get that. This song is sort of like fun industrial, but not in the way that I want to listen to playing a game. Speaking of music that's freely available, it's such a wonderful resource, and I know I've talked a bit about intellectual property and such, and my general fear of copyright strikes, so it's nice to be able to have that. Although, like, Minecraft music's always fine, or has always been fine in my experience, but if I were to play some game like Diablo, like do I get knocked in the face because I had Diablo music in the background? But a lot of games, it's important to the gameplay itself. Of course, I've played like 2 games ever, and one of them had the Game of Thrones theme like all the time, and I never got a strike for it, so it's all right. I think maybe it'll be all right, but I hate to get a big corporation mad at me to learn that I'm not supposed to do something. And that is why we have this ambient / calm / inspirational / sad genre playlist. Because bright gets you too many weird sounds, and dark gets you too many of the industrial ones. And if you're still listening, wow, yeah, those are my feelings about freely accessible songs while picking flowers. And this is what I assume you're all here for, because it is almost all that I offer. I need to stop thinking about it. It makes me too self-conscious. Something about making all of these videos permanently didn't make me feel like they were real, but now looking over and seeing all, both of you talking to me, I'm like, oh no, what if they think I'm weird? Clearly you would be discerning. All right, we're gonna hit the sheep on the head. I don't like sheep. I don't think I've told that story on the channel. I'm not gonna do it here. If I ever do, it's gonna be like I'm gonna do a whole thing. I'm gonna like build the area of the story. It's gonna be impressive, and then you people will be like, man, that took a really dark turn. Anyway, enough teasing of the sheep story. One day I might build it on the channel for everybody to see my traumatic childhood. Look, that bee had plenty of flowers besides those. I just am glad I didn't hit the bee. I hit a bee before, and they got really upset, and I got sad too. Not like as sad as the bee, who ultimately got what I believe they call the big sad, and was sad forever. But, it could happen to any bee. I think also I hit them with like a shovel. Maybe it was my sword. I may have been at least partially responsible for the demise of the bee. It's hard to remember. There are so many flowers here. You know, I knew this was a flower forest, but I think I just like walked through certain edges of it. This is exactly what I'm going for, you know. This is the kind of thing that I want to build. Hello, Mr. B. Or Mrs. B, depending on the division of labor. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in bees. I did write a paper on bees one time. The Japanese honeybee that had a very interesting mutation. Oh my god, look at all the tulips. Now this is what it's about right here. Just a smorgasbord of tulips, and that is not the right word for the amount of tulips that there are, because I am not going to eat these tulips. But when we're done, it'll just be a smattering, a scintilla of what came before us. I think the most hurtful thing about the way that I pick flowers is that I leave so many of them on the ground. You know, oh wow, down to 3 health. That would have been good to think about before I got to that point. I was starting to think that I was running slightly slower. I have dropped my axe. Amazing. All right, I think since we've had so much flower picking, we're not going to sleep through the night, and instead we will get into fights with things and run in some direction. You know, it almost makes sense to just go home at this point. I say as I see more flowers and then rush to pick them. Oh look, a bunch of cornflowers. See, how could I ever leave an irresponsible rate of time when the whole world... Oh, I was hitting things with my shield. It was good to notice then. Could have noticed later. Would have been more embarrassing, which is another word for dead. I kind of expected to see an enemy by now. It is, after all, nighttime. Well, interesting. Only a little bit lost. And not like in an important way, because we'll eventually be able to get to water, and then it'll be fine. And I don't know why I thought flower forests were more restrictive. You know, I was complaining about not finding enemies and then acting surprised when I finally see one. Little kid zombie, we're going to fight in the third person because I don't think I even take damage when they run into me anymore. And also because I need to get better at it. And this is a good time to do it. Hey, it is time to brawl. We got golden boots here and then just no boots. Like, think of the divide between the zombie classes here. Because one guy is just clearly bootless and the other one has no concern. None. And then they run at me rather than at this cow, which has enough material for at least crude boots for at least 1 or 2 zombies. I mean, it takes 5 for a human boots. Maybe it's 4. Who's counting? It's hard to count. It is not hard to hit zombies with an axe, which I'm going to demonstrate now. And this little kid's got boots. He probably made them himself out of cows. That's the sort of thing that they let you do. That one looks angry. Perhaps someone has cast confusion on it or a similar psychic move. It definitely looked as though it was about to be in some trouble. All right, Enderman time. Time to quit joking around, go into first person. Murk this guy. I said murk this guy. We'll hit him with a shovel to finish it off. I've been watching The Sopranos, so that's, you know, very sensible. And now we're going to brawl with this Enderman because I'm very brave. Yeah, and I'm like, and also I didn't take a single bit of damage. But, you know, it's the shrieking sound that you get. That's what it's really all about. Blue orchids. Oh, a swamp. Yes, that is one of the goals. You know, I do know what orchids are, and I wish that I was talented enough to grow them like a villain in a movie. But I will have to settle for looking at pictures of them and hopefully later finding them in Minecraft. But I've never been to a swamp in survival, not that I remember anyway, or hardcore. I've flown around one in creative briefly whenever I was first moving over into Java. But if I can grow them in Minecraft, especially uh, if I don't have to like use a dropper of water or anything, and I can just do them casually, then very exciting. Of course, most growing stuff seems to be sort of one and done. Oh no, I missed it. I could tell that that cow was about to become explosively cooked. I don't know if you guys have ever cooked steak. I have cooked many steaks now in my life, and that is not the appropriate way to do it. You want a much more controlled demolition of spider and cow if you want to get anything edible out of it. I was about to get hit by this guy. I really want this ender thing. Do I throw down some of my flowers? These are the terrible dilemmas. All right, here we go. There are many more enemies, and so I'm just going to run up and hit them with my sword. Oh, I've walked into an ancient gang war, thoroughly embroiled in conflict. They didn't notice me show up to hit them. You know, normally I can differentiate sounds, but there's something about the hissing of the creeper and the hissing of the spider that seems the same. Get wrecked. Alright, once again, the music has disappeared. Alright, I'm gonna have to work on that for tomorrow. What's going on here? Is this something special? No, it is a tree burning down from a lava pool. That's alright. Oh, a football player with this bow and arrow is trying to kill us. Just use the tree here. You know, when you're in diamond armor, it doesn't matter that you're bad at the game. It's just a matter of being able to wear it in the first place. From like an instrumental point of view, none of this is practical, right? Because it costs diamonds to repair the gear, which breaks slowly. But this has really cost like 2 diamonds of repair and several experience levels. So at this level of efficiency that we're getting, it's not really that practical to fight, especially when you do chump moves like that. There should be an advancement for getting a skeleton to shoot another skeleton. It could be like the good, the bad, and the bony. It would be like 2 skeletons dying at one time in a standoff, and then you one up them by hitting the last one in the head. Why can I not back away from the creepers? These are questions. So I think after all of this, yeah, I wasn't actually picking up any of the stuff, that's pretty normal for me, right? But bones are good. I need bones to make friends with dogs, unless they're wolves. Wow, that was Why did I take that long to actually close the distance? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder about me. But after a brutal day of fighting, we've got just like a ton of flowers, so I guess it's time to go home. No archaeology. And, yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong with, a glorious defense of the flower forest at night. Of course, rather less flowers than before, but that'll be okay. And we can just drop all this stuff off, and then we will go and search for a swamp. That'll be good. And swamps will likely have some stuff that I haven't seen before, so that'll be enjoyable. Probably have some stuff I haven't seen before. They'll definitely have stuff I haven't seen before, like blue orchids. Which theoretically, you could buy from a wandering trader. Look at me, I'm the person with arrows in his head. I look smart. Like, no, actually, it would cause more damage to take them out, so you're just gonna have to wear them like a hat forever. Alright, what's an advancement we can target? Well, there's adventuring time to discover every biome, which we're always working on, I guess. We need to look at the Ender Dragon through a sky like us, but maybe that'll come someday later. Alright, bullseye. We'll try for that. We'll go home, plant some flowers, and try to make a target block. No idea what those are. I assume you, you know, you make one and then you shoot at them with a bow and arrow. You know, like a target. Don't know how to do it. We'll use the search function in the crafting table rather than manually looking. If I say it out loud, I make it slightly more likely that I'll do it. And that'll be good. The thing I did notice about the advancements that was pretty annoying is that it doesn't, like, tell you how many you have, right? Or how many are left. And it doesn't tell you what your progress is. Like, I tried to right click and everything. It's just like, you better remember. Which is funny, you know. It's kind of funny, but it also, like, I'm trying to imagine how annoyed I would be, but not actively, because I could just, like, conjure up the emotion if I, like, needed to find one more biome on adventuring time, and I just, you know, couldn't remember where I hadn't been, and I had to go through every place in the whole world again. I mean, I wouldn't have to, but I would sure feel like I did. So I think we just, like, really amp up the flower forestiness and the flowers in this central section here. It'll be like, yeah, here around this sniffer we'll do more of like a wildflower centric thing. So some pretty daisies, poppy, cornflower, you know, might need the stakes there actually, and then. Yeah, and then we'll keep more of the tulip elements for the other one. And this big guy is just having a ball. I wonder if they eat anything. This is the sort of thing you have to learn before having a pet. A mod. Yes, I should have known. That would probably be the mod that I would look into getting the most, especially if it can like retroactively figure it out, because I quite would like to have access to that. And then we'll just, it would be good to have like the yellow flowers. They have names, but over here, but I like sort of how we have this. It'll be like a band of the white and blue and yellow striking here, and then as we get further into this area, more of the classical flower forest, very, very tulip driven. This will be like a... This is about as large as I want the band of one color of the tulips to be. It might even be like slightly excessive, but you know, if it feels like that when we come upon it from far away, then we can just ignore it. And then another good band of white tulips here. Oh yeah, this is where it's at right now. This makes me so pleased. Even though it's like so messy and haphazard, I don't care. Yeah, I love this. This is great. This is... I need to get beehives. I need to import beehives, which I think is an advancement. And so much of the beauty of what I'm building here, like, can't even really be seen from far away, which is its own joy, right? Like, I play Warhammer. Not like much anymore, but if you're not familiar, it's a tabletop war game with models and stuff. And I'm not like a good painter, but some people that play it are just amazing. And they'll have like models with like places you can't even see once you put them together, and then they'll like paint the most amazing and beautiful things just knowing that they're there. And that's what I think of whenever I make these silly little things in my Minecraft world, like this gigantic field of tulips, which is really just wonderful. Happy with how my flower forest is going, even if it is obviously artificial. Actually, see, at this point, yeah, I need to get up into my house and look through the telescope, because I'm thinking that paradoxically there will be so much messiness that it will have like the actual appearance of a field of wildflowers, which, you know, after all, do exist in varying sizes. If you've not been able to see one, I do recommend it. Little by little, it is harder to find stuff like that, but depending on where you live, they might have festivals for specific kinds of wildflowers where they grow just massive fields of them. They're real. Those festivals do exist, although it sounds like a thing that you would make up to try to excuse your planting of a lot of flowers. But we'll run home because that's where all the stuff is, and try to make a target. Had to be 30 meters away, which I don't actually know the size of a block to a meter. If it's like 1-to-1 or not, that would be, you know, convenient. That would make me 2 meters tall, which, you know, I consider myself the ideal height for an adult human, but that would be even taller. I would probably bonk my head on all sorts of doorways if I was 2 meters tall in real life. Probably, I would definitely do that. But I will have to settle for what I have. Which is remembering that I said I was going to use the search function. Alright, so a hay bale and 4 redstones. Do I have wheat up here? It doesn't seem terribly likely. Fortunately, wheat bale is just like 9, so no great difficulty. But it will be a great difficulty getting Garuda to forgive me if we don't get him some seeds pronto. Does Garuda like cocoa seeds? I don't know if we've ever... No, you know, that makes sense. Why would he? Those are not the tasty, delicious seeds that he has grown accustomed to. And we'll just leave that boat there. Because boat discipline does not apply when you're in town. It is age 0. Bee growables. That's just a thing that means that bees can, like, pollinate them, and they get a little quicker, I think. Just a thing. It's only the most amazing thing in the world. But this brings me back. I think maybe 5 hours today? It was a long time that all I did was plant wheat and cut wheat down and occasionally go to the field of 1,000 cows to mend up my hoe in the survival world. Just really living the dream. Other facets of the dream are, of course, having crafting tables everywhere, so my habit of leaving them in dumb places doesn't matter at all. I'll just put it like right here. And then we should be able to make an easy shot of it. You know, we'll cheat and use gravity, which should make it easier to hit the target. I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm not an archer. I have shot a bow. I'd say I've shot a bow lots of times, but, like, not an archer, though. It's been many years. Alright, a little higher. I've certainly shot a bow in video games more times than I've shot a bow in real life. But we did own targets, much like this one, only without the red parts on them because time had removed them. I don't know if I'm hitting, and I just can't tell. You know, I should pull out the spyglass and then we can see, because, yeah, alright. So we have not been hitting the target. Really riveting stuff. Alright, now I did hit the target. And it's just not far enough away for the advancement. Alright, good news. That is not 30 meters. Now we will do a studied advancements of whether or not mathematics works here. So, 89. Alright, in conclusion, it should have been far enough away. But maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because the advancement... Maybe I just read it wrong in the whole first place. Oh, hit the bullseye of a target block. Well, that would explain why I'm doing it wrong. Alright, also, I think we could do it a little bit closer since, alright, so we were at like 89, and this will be 40. Alright, so we don't really know if the Pythagorean theorem exists in universe. That's what I was talking about. Alright, yeah. 1 meter to a block needs to be considered. Thank you, Natasha Limonada, for your wise words. As I was figuring it out independently, no doubt you had already answered my questions. But this might be far enough. But I don't know if the vertical drop will help. Can I drop one in on the bullseye of the block on the top? These... I can't believe I'm doing this in public. This is the sort of thing, like doing free throws, that you should really practice when people can't look at you. Watch me as I strike everywhere on the target except my goal. Truly, truly an agony. The only thing that makes me feel better is knowing that I'll eventually run out of arrows, and then I'll have to give up. You know, I don't even know if this is far enough away. Anyway, I have 7 arrows left. Now we're gonna look through the spyglass. You know, I don't think we can criticize them. I don't think any of those made it. You know, I'm not a very good archer. So, maybe it wasn't far enough away. That is pretty funny. Anyway, you know, we're gonna come back to that later, because I'm getting the embarrassment again. So we're just gonna put the target block down and worry about that at a later date. Maybe there's a way to cheat. We'll like have a little kid from the village come in. It's coming in so loud. Alright, what to do now? We go and look for a swamp. Yeah, only thing to do. Guess I'll just make another chest here, because that's what a responsible adult would do, rather than, like, managing inventory properly. Oh yeah, I already had another chest in my inventory from a previous analysis of the same sort. Uh, 24 arrows, good enough. Apparently, if the arrows end up in the target, you can pick them up, so that's good. Oh, right, I didn't pick up the boat. There's another boat over here, right? Right. Yeah. Exactly on the red point. Got it. Well, we'll come back and try more of the target shooting later. If I was trying to get all the advancements, that would probably be the one that stuck me. No, not really. I'm sure there are others that are even worse, without knowing what all of the advancements are off the top of my head. But I did read one that was like, get a villager to the top of the build limit and trade with them, and that wouldn't be the most annoying thing, but it would suck. totem farm creeping things. I do not know if I'm familiar. I know that there are totems of Undying, which might be what you're talking about. But I have only seen them from a raid, which I did in my survival world on hard, and I died. So did everyone in the village, come to that. So it would be nice to have one. Sometimes I do regrettable things, like fall into lakes of lava. But I think if we just ride in this direction for an extended period of time, I think we'll definitely find a swamp. Because there's no reason why that shouldn't be true. Cinematic view. I always forget the cinematic view. Very important. I do need a Totem of Undying, though, because there's an achievement to use it. Oh, that would be nerve-wracking. I mean, I guess, like, you know that it works, but I've never used one before, so it would certainly... Maybe you can't do it in hardcore? You guys would know. You say they save so many hardcore runes, so I guess that they would. That would answer my question. But just like, I guess you just put it in your hand, you're like, all right, now I'm gonna die on purpose, and I just know this is gonna work. It's like a video of those dudes that you could see online with like you know, they'll put like a poster board in front of them and shoot their friend with a bottle rocket. I probably shouldn't even talk about these sorts of things. Anyway, whenever I was young, we did dumb stuff like that. But I don't wanna recommend it to anybody. I left the boat. I thought I broke it. I guess I didn't pick it up. Oh, the adorable dolphin was batting it around. Nice. We've already been in this direction. We're just gonna go further in it because, well, if we find something further along the route of where we've been, that's better than finding it in a different direction. But, yeah. As Limonada kindly points out, I am like a big noob. But of course, I don't have to, like, actually learn it. A lot of the times, if I just, like, you know, say out loud in a video that I don't know what's going on, people will fill me in. But, like, in a nice way where they don't spoil everything for me. Whenever I was working on, like, my chicken farm, people were so helpful with giving me hints that, like, weren't spelling the whole thing out, that I still got to feel, like, such a sense of accomplishment whenever I got, like, a decently working one, and it's not even, like, remotely as efficient as it could be. Alright, we're at negative 3k now, so really moving out. I know that you move further in the nether than you do here. What's going on? It's like, yes, show up and watch me get annoyed with my inability to manage audio properly. See, I'm cheating. I'm just, like, streaming it from the YouTube audio library, which is very dumb. I should be downloading them. So sometimes it gets hiccups. Got a savanna that we're coming upon here, so at least something new. I mean, we had the savanna over where we were at. Oh, this is interesting, though. We've got a flower forest abutting against it, so this little river should be quite a lovely area. Stony shore looking thing over there. And a beautiful flower forest. Will we get lucky and get like a cherry grove? That's what I'm really hoping for. Yeah, I know the goal is a swamp, but... Wait, we got sunflowers. This is a sunflower plains, isn't it? Best flowers. It rains, not a thunderstorm though. We're going to be able to pick up some sunflowers, and we're going to pick up a whole mess of them. Because these things do not grow on trees, they instead grow out of the ground in very select places. Hello, Dolphin. Nice to see you here. Alright, awesome. Got a couple dozen flowers. Gonna eat a couple dozen steaks. Nope, just one steak will do. And then get back on the road, because it's so easy for me to get distracted, which if you've watched any of my material, you'll be familiar with the truth of that statement. But we're just going to continue on. Boats against the current, you know, all of that. I don't even like that book very much. It's just a quote that comes to mind. And out there in the distance, that's either going to be something really cool or something very boring and with, like, oak trees on top. And only time will tell. And the rendering. It is going to have oak trees on top. Oh, but waterfalls? That's, you know, that's at least pretty cool. Are they dark oak trees? They might be. That's actually fun. I think we might go up to the top of that and look around. Of course, like, a simple sand pillar would be wise, but that waterfall will take us almost the whole way up, so we might as well go there. Yep, dark forest on top of a plateau, which probably isn't, like, super rare, but is quite lovely. And it'll give me a good excuse to go up to the top and survey the surrounding terrain. So this is an awesome waterfall. I love it. This looks like this very much looks like a waterfall that I would make, because it's so excessive, right? And just like comes out of seemingly nowhere. It just juts out of the mountain. One single source block in the side. It looks exactly identical to a choice that I would make. Pretty funny stuff. But, so more of the same everywhere in that direction. Don't know what I thought I was going to see looking at the place I already came from. We've got a meadow here, which is just mostly poppies, which is quite beautiful in its own way, right? That it's just like, you get like the accents with the dark brown and the then the reds from the dark forest. Then you come up here to this plateau. Meadow is the name of it. Meadow, not a plateau. And then just like that shock of red flowers. Be very interesting. Oh, look! And yeah, it just goes on further here. And just all red. Just all poppies. And then, you know, just the accents of the dark forest to this side. Very nice. I don't know how meadows work exactly. I know that in my limited experience, they seem to have like big bands of flowers. Hi, Justine Ruse. Nice to see you here. I am surprised that YouTube is recommending me to anyone, but very gratified that you are choosing to come and check it out. Oh, look, a floating tree. We'll go check that out. So I think in the other direction, we're actually going to see something that looks pretty special here. Not like really special, just like to me. So a pretty nice thing there. We've got a buried shipwreck. It's possible that that's the place I've been before. Actually, it's more and more likely that it could be. I don't know. 4K out. I don't remember how far the other place was. I also don't remember how to avoid falling damage. Apologies, just Justine. Ah, well, welcome. I don't really know a lot about this game. I've been playing a few months, but this is the first live stream I ever did, so it's cool that the internet thought you might want to check it out. I'm really just exploring around, and I am looking for a swamp, but not very hard. Wait, are those torches? Is this a village? Oh, it is a village. Okay. Well, this would be a nice place to spend the night. Oh no, there's little lost foxes. Poor little guys. You want a steak? They do not want a steak. You know, I haven't known a lot of foxes. And the ones I did know, I didn't try to get too close to. But I bet they wouldn't have turned down a steak, though. There's something a little off about that fox. His priorities weren't very fox-like. Ow. Oh, yeah. Berry bushes hurt. I remember. This is the most realistic thing I've ever seen. A farmer just, like, trying to sleep, and then a child wanting none of it. I think we're just gonna crash for the night. Oh, and now the little kid's gonna jump on my bed. You know, I'm sorry, kid, but you can't have my bed. Very important to not lose it. And I think, you know, because I'm a guest, what we're gonna do is rob them. Once we figure out where the good stuff's at. So generally they have like one or two houses that's cooler than the other ones, and oh my goodness, look at this poor fellow. All right, we gotta help them out. Whoever is trying to live in this house has it opening into the door of their house just like goes straight down into an abyss, which is, you know, this dude better be buying me some some steak after this, that's all I gotta say. Considering the favor that I'm doing him here. Like, what a joker. Is there anything in here? Alright, just a bunch of logs. And a pumpkin pie. You know, we're gonna eat that pie. We earned it. He didn't even offer to give us anything. See you, Justine. Thanks for stopping by. But we're not going to lose track of what we want to do, which is stomp on this spider, figuratively. We're going to do it with an axe. It's really hard to get spider out of diamond. And if that's not true, I just assume that it is. I've never been able to test it. So I know you can move like further in the nether, or rather, when you move in the nether and then you go to a portal, it's like a 1 to 7 or 1 to 8 distance, which would be smart to do to have like a nether portal to move far distances in, but the nether is dangerous. And I almost died the last time I was in there, so I think we'll take like scenic routes over that, but I don't want to get like too far away. So whenever I get to like probably like 5K or so, then we'll cut a loop around the other side and just try to find swamps or cherry trees in that direction. Looks like we've got something going on there. It might just be snow. Just like a slight little bit of snow, but we're gonna investigate. And as I say that, I could just pull out my handy spyglass. It looks like snow, but it's curious. I'm gonna go check it out. Underwater lake over there, perhaps. Got those squid that are bioluminescent. You usually find them underground, but sometimes they make their way up to the surface. So what's going on here? It's like a snowy ravine? Yeah, after what happened the last time, I quite agree. You know, maybe if I, like, learn to walk on fire, or water, whatever I'm calling it that day. So what I'm thinking we're going to see here is just that this is just a strange little icy thing that juts out, but I did want to F3 it and see what's going on where this this ice is just showing up out of nowhere. Snowy slopes, okay. Well, I bet I could still freeze to death in them. Alright, well, maybe that's just like a transition into like a mountainous biome. Like we have this meadow here, which has more than one color of plants, and a village, Awesome. They've got it all, you know. They've got beehives. Where are all the villagers? Oh god, where are all the villagers? Okay, they're down here. I don't think they're all dead or anything. After that last guy being, like, totally stuck in his house forever, I didn't have high hopes. Oh no, their house is burning down. Oh my goodness, they have built it on a foundation of fire. I have got to save them. No, 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 no. I'm not going to be able to save them. Oh, man. I feel so bad. Oh, no, there's books inside. All right. Serious business time. All right. The books made it out safe. As for the rest of the house, look, you don't want to blame someone when something bad happens to them. You don't want to be like, you really should have known better than to build your house literally on top of the active lava pool. But sometimes, due to ritual significance or whatever they have going on, people want to build their house directly over a lava pool out of wood. And, it's your job to just try to be nice to them about it as the flames rise high into the night. You don't want to say, hey, I went into that house when it was burning down, and you don't need to be upset. I got some books out. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. They're my books now. You can never have enough. Blacksmith chest. This is the second blacksmith I've found, and both of them have some pretty good stuff at the chests. They've got lava here, so you could, that would be a way, if you found a blacksmith, you could get lava for a bucket, but of course we've already got that there. Alright, well, this village is sort of fine, but already tired of taking their stuff. I'm not even going to steal all their wheat. That's how little I care about robbing them of all their possessions. We're just going to keep on striking out in a direction, trying to find a swamp or a cherry grove. And of course, any village or object of extreme interest would also dissuade me from the task. This game's so pretty sometimes. Alright, so brainstorming time. What's some stuff that I can do besides the goals that I'm doing? More advancements. There's several bee-related ones, so I need to get like a campfire under a beehive, and then get the beehive moved. So that'll need silk touch and a campfire and a full beehive. Bees like flowers, and I'll have lots of flowers. So that'll be a thing to target. And then there's one for like jumping into a honey block, which I assume if you get honey, then you can get a block of it, so we can try that too. Heat living. This is day 151. It would have been about a month ago or so of real time whenever I started playing this. Sometime in September. But a lot of that time has been spent, looking around at things and convincing pandas to walk along with me. It's not been a lot of active play. I don't know. It's Minecraft, so I guess me like cutting down trees and planting a lot of flowers is every bit as active as like building an efficient farm. Huge ravine. Not even looking into it. I don't want to go down into the depths. We're looking for a swamp, and I don't think they generate down low. Don't know about the foxes. We'll try to make friends with foxes some other day. I don't want to bring them home because somebody said foxes eat chickens, and I will absolutely lose my freaking mind if somebody hurts Garuda. Another big ravine. Do we drive across it? Drive across it. Do we build across it? Maybe. I think going around is just as practical. No. Yes. This is the sort of thing that I am so bad at, but you know, you only get better at moving around biomes with practice, I think. Normally if I saw like mossy cobblestone like that, I would be suspicious, but it's all over the place in spruce places, so. Lush cave, lush cave. You know how quickly the things that are special become muted. So I do love lush caves. Oh yeah, even more accessible lush cave there. And I think now we provoke the Enderman. Yes, I am literally looking at you. Come on. I wish to fight you in glorious single or double combat. Alright, he doesn't want to brawl. Whatever. Zombie? Little kid zombie? Big kid zombie. We're just gonna ignore him and find our way to the water. If it's the same water I was at before, then I will be, you know, not surprised. I don't think it's the exact same water as before. That was the gurgling of a drowned zombie, my ancestral enemy, so we're going to fight them. In the third person, because I'm terrible at it, but drowned zombies are like really bad at fighting, so. Anybody else want to fight? Nope, looks like that's the only drowned around. I do wonder how common or uncommon certain biomes are. I'm sure there's a way to know. But I feel like I get a good number of like dark forests and such, but I mean, I've actually never seen a jungle, so in any of my survival or hardcore worlds. Oh, there are. This actually seems like it'll be a good fight, so we're gonna take it. There's a couple skeletons, a bunch of guys with enchanted armor. We got a zombie with an actual sword. It's gonna be a brawl. Or the skeletons are going to kill all my enemies for me while I hang out in the water eating steak. Yep, that's what we'll do. The creeper's gonna come up. It'll die in water, which will give it a slightly smaller explosion. Oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna get sandwiched between them, and they will ultimately cause their own demise. No, that was too hopeful. Anyway, they did have really nice boots, and now they die bootless, dust in the wind. Alright, well, you know, that was invigorating. It was basically all of them. I think there's one or two left. Really not worth my time. Hey, I even picked up the bones from these. That's good. The only question is if am I now? Yeah, we're good. We're going in the right direction around the river, which is the way away from where we started. There's the azalea tree that indicates for a lush cave, which here you could probably potentially get just going straight down, which is not where we're going. I just wanted to poke around a little bit. Show off my wounds that I got this year on Crispin's Day or whatever. Or whatever. I actually love that speech. I'm just pretending to not know how it goes. But, you know, if I ever win a raid, you'll probably see me pull out a comically large book of Shakespeare and thumb through it till I get to that speech and then rattle it off for you. Because I don't have it memorized well enough to do. But I do have it in my mind well enough to want to do after I do a feat of stirring heroism. Is that a village? Yes, sir. All right. The smoke from these little campfires you can see from incredibly far away, which is quite nice. It's not how I noticed it, of course. It was the lights of the nighttime. Another good way to notice. This one has a madman's layout. We're not going to take the paper. Who cares? I don't even know if a villager can make the jump to get up into that. It's got a cartography table as well, which, you know, if you need a cartographer. I'm sure they are good for something. I've gotten a map to, like, a trial ruin from one before, so, you know, if that's what you're into. But it looks like, all in all, this is a pretty typical spruce village. They are plagued, absolutely plagued with tree generation that happens such that doorways are blocked by leaves, and that's just like, if you want to be a friend to the spruce villagers, that's a thing that you'll notice you need to deal with pretty regularly when you find these places. Or at least I've noticed it in just a couple that I found. Another spruce armor smith, which I've found one of these before, so you could just, like, if you run into this when you start, you just crack the armor stand and take the armor, but we're a little bit past the days of needing that. And also the days of taking a single emerald out of a chest, because after all, you kind of have enough now. Makes me feel so bad inside to say I have enough emeralds, but, I mean, I don't, but one is not really worth the inventory spot. I don't even think I checked all the houses in that village, but that's just sort of how Minecraft goes. You know, when you're starting out, it all is very important, and then once you've played for a little bit, maybe when you use the buff that the villagers give you when you call the raid to their home. Oh yeah, that would be fun. I guess they give you a buff. Somebody had said that, so and you said it here too. So that's nice. I like the idea of intentionally putting them into jeopardy and then, like, giving his speech. That would be pretty fun. But I rebuilt the village of my survival world way more so than before. But now the villagers and the golems are trampling on the wheat field, which don't love it. It's actually, I mean, it's fine. If y'all have seen the wheat field, you know that it's fine, but I just don't want them to do it, right? Like, why can't they take their shoes off before they walk through the wheat field? This is like my favorite kind of dark forest, I think, where you have a river split through it. But I mean, really, most biomes benefit towards having a river that you can traverse them in, just for the beauty of it all. I might be somewhat biased just because of how a lot of my... Wait, what happened? Did my game crash? Alright, well, I think my game crashed. But you know, we'll just jump right back into it. You all can see a glimpse of my desktop there. Alright, back to the world. Just a little hiccup. Alright, and it took us back right here. So that is the, that's where the autosave was at. I'm glad it didn't, like, decide that I had tried to corrupt the game and just been like, alright, you had one chance, and then killed the world. That would be a funny failsafe, albeit a heartbreaking one. I shouldn't even think of stuff like that, you know? Why does that go into my head? Is there a fox trapped in here? Oh, poor little guy. Alright. Now do you want a steak? Or some nice rotten flesh? Perhaps a berry? Hey! Yes, a berry. You know, I know foxes are scavengers, so that makes sense. We'll need to find another fox and potentially get them to make a third fox, because that is needed for some achievements, or rather, an advancement. You want to get 2 of each of the animals. Really, it should make you get like 7 of a couple of them, but we're not going to get highly technical. Hey, we got a dog again. Hey, buddy. Alright, I guess that's my cue to think about where we're going in this video next. So, first thing, I need to get a proper boat. You know, I already had wood on me. Of course I did. Because a boat with chest, an animal can't come along with you in it, but... Hello. Nice to see you here, Amanda. But we just throw it down and then our dog will just jump inside, right? Come on, dog. Right? Sometimes it feels like there's a slight extra step, but maybe it just wasn't far enough in the water. Yep, there we go. What I'm doing is driving around and looking for a swamp. I'm trying to collect blue orchids. It is day 152 and I am just messing around. We'll just keep on moving sort of in this direction where we try not to go any further to negative. What? Alright. Backtrack on that. Something looks cool. That means we're going there. Oh my god, it's awesome. Looks like something from Chrono Trigger. I always dreamed I would find a bunch of floating islands eventually. Looks like it's probably just like an aberration, though, rather than a bunch of floating islands. But I don't know. There's a few floating islands. Alright, so I'm getting unfocused, and that's a problem. I can't be leaving the dog here because the dog will stay here forever. I need to either go home or not go home, but I can't just be leaving the dog in the boat. Alright. Negative 4,700, negative 3,500. Floating island stuff. Very cool, but we'll get back to it. Bunch of super weird formations there. You got like a little looks like it used to be a portal in the past, although no obsidian. Interesting stuff. Emeralds? Diamonds? Maybe just vines. It's so hard to say at this distance. And then, of course, yet another village to surreptitiously poke around. This is what a cleric hut looks like in this area. It's got this sort of terracotta thing, alright. I don't really need another brewing stand, or I would take it from him. Got the duplex. One roommate is going to accuse the other roommate of taking all of his apples. It'll be like the famous poem about the plums in the icebox all over again. We're probably not going to come back here again, but I just hate seeing these houses with the people that can never get the jobs. I've left the dog behind again. Yes, I remember when I found my first emerald, too, actually. It was the first world that I met Garuda, my pet chicken, at. And a very, very heartbreaking death that world was. Oh, there was a gravel fall there. And we have ruined this town because I wanted to go through it. Alright, it's okay. If I come back sometime in the future, I'll fix it. And if I don't, then I was doing them a favor. But yes, it was underneath a cherry grove, and I got like so excited. And this was a really cool world seed. There were lots and lots of different cherry groves, which are like my favorite. Is that a bunch of oak trees? Looks like a bunch of... Have I found a swamp? Is this a jungle? Could be a swamp. They look like jungle trees, though. They got the vines. No, it's got to be a swamp. Look how blue those are. Yeah, those have got to be the blue orchids. Look how blue they are. I mean, that's just... Okay, boat runs into the lily pads. Alright, so this is a swamp, which means new dangers. We're going to leave the dog in the boat to keep him safe. Boat location, negative 5.2, negative 3.2. And there we go. Blue orchids. This is what we're here for, folks. We're going to want to get a lot of these. We're also going to want... Alright, so these are... Yeah, they're oak trees, but in the swamp they get vines. It's funny, if we would have climbed up to that area, we would have seen this jungle here, but... Or not jungle. It is a swamp. So they're jungle trees, but not in the swamp. And then, I know there are mangroves, but I'm not seeing any of them here, so maybe that's like a subtype of swamp, or maybe like a rare tree, because I've got one of those out by my house. Well, if you have an important test tomorrow, you need to go and meet your obligations. Don't let me tell you what to do, but but let me tell you what to do. Don't be staying up late on my account. The internet will be here later on. I'm so happy you stopped to check me out, but oh man, so many what? What's going on? Oh my god. It is Chrono Trigger. Alright, new plan. Be happy about the orchids, and we're going this way. Alright, I know that there are frogs that exist, although I haven't seen one. And if I see a tadpole, I'm supposed to pick it up in a bucket. And if you see a huge amount of bizarre floating islands, you're supposed to run in their direction. Obsidian... Like, do I even care? Yeah, we'll take it instead of dirt, I guess. Alright, so this is craziness. Apparently you get fairly decent mob spawns in swamps, so it's like, or this actually, I might be, is it crashing again? No. It entered into a debug to little chunks. Maybe I jammed the wrong button when I hit F3, or maybe just hitting F3 makes it do that. Yeah, I mean, life can be real tough. I am grateful that you're spending some time here and having a good time. It's always hard when you try to adapt to new areas, new situations. I'm super bad at that myself. But I'm like an old person, so we feel like a need to give people respectable old people advice whenever the occasion calls for it. But I can't preach too much. It's been many years since I had an important test at school, and when I did, I often did not behave in responsible ways. If you've ever seen me just leave a boat behind in Minecraft, you just extrapolate that behavior to basically my whole life. I am constantly lacking in boat discipline. Speaking of, I abandoned the dog. We're so far from the dog now. I am out of food. No, not out of food, out of stamina, though. Alright, here we go. The problem with being so easily distracted by beauty is that I very quickly lose sight of previous goals, because, like, oh no. Like my goal about not embarrassingly taking fall damage in unnecessary situations, thrown by the veritable wayside. We're just gonna take this this shortcut up to the top. This is another thing where the game is acting like it's me, because that is absolutely the sort of behavior that I exhibit when it comes to waterfalls. Why am I doing it this way? You need to make a choice. The choice is to get rid of the chest, and then we're just going to dirt our way up, because we're never going to pass this way again. Oh no, all of my bones. It makes me so sad to see iron and just ignore it, but you know, it's how you have to be when you grow up. Do I even want to be on this one? No, I want to be on that one. That zombie is like just big mad. Cannot get anywhere close to me. Most lives, but on my days off from work and stuff, I might do, you know, longer ones in chunks. Absolutely. Okay, so look at that. My God, beautiful. We've got this sort of icy spikes here, separated by the ocean, going in, and then a little floating island accent. And then over here, much more floating island accent. You know, I don't understand computers, not really, but I wish I did so I could just figure out why this would happen. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh, you are kidding me. Well, so, we're gonna... Cannot believe that. Totally can. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cheat real quick so that we can let our pets out of home. Man, what a punch. Well, so where can I got commands, so what's the teleport command? TP, maybe? Alright, maybe we gotta quit the world and load back into it. But anyway, that's pretty rough. You know, is what it is. Alright, how did this work last time? I just need to let my pets out. Alright, well, maybe... Oh, well, maybe it won't let me. Anyway, that's, it's rough. Normally I like to look around where my stuff was at and say goodbye to the world a little bit and let my pets out, but, well, it's not going to let me do that here. Ah, man. Well, I had this poem that I wanted to read, and I guess we'll do it now here, just like here, looking at the blank sky, and by Robert Frost. And if you guys are here from me being live, I do sometimes make people sit through poetry at the end of videos, but I'll just read this one real quick, and then we'll boot up another world and play for at least the first day, probably. Or no, it's midnight. I actually need to stop soon. But anyway, this is called Acquainted with the Night. I have been one acquainted with the night. I have walked out in rain, and back in rain. I have outwalked the furthest city light. I have looked down on the saddest city lane. I have passed by the watchman on his beat, and dropped my eyes, unwilling to explain. I have stood still and stopped the sound of feet, when far away an interrupted cry came over houses from another street, but not to call me back or say goodbye. And further still, at an unearthly height, one luminary clock against the sky proclaimed the time was neither wrong nor right. I have been one acquainted with the night. It's just a really good poem. I've loved it for a long time. It's one of Frost's famous ones, and I'd actually meant to read it at the end of the live stream, and the line about the unearthly height is, of course, much more humorous. But although I do need to end, we're not gonna. We're gonna do just probably 10 more minutes here. All right, so we are in a jungle, the beginning of a Minecraft world, the most important time. So all we got to do is dramatically get a little bit of wood. You need a couple of them, a number I should know. You got to put the crafting menu on if you're me and you're bad. One of these, couple of sticks, you throw the crafting table down, you make an axe, you don't worry about anything else except for just a little bit more wood. You evaluate sort of what situation you're in, you put all of the wood into those, you get a pickaxe because otherwise you can't get stone. You try to remember to take your crafting table along, and you just run. And you basically try to find water so that you can get into a boat and run for a whole night if you have to. But alternately, what we're really looking for is sheep, because a bed lets you sleep through the night, and that's fine. Chickens are meat. Raw chicken does make you ill, but it's better than absolutely nothing if you have absolutely nothing. If we saw iron, we wouldn't be able to get it. I should get a little bit of stone for a furnace, but I'm reticent to go into any area like this. Not so reticent that I don't just take some unnecessary fall damage, though. I think we just eat the raw chicken here. Yep, we get away with it. And basically the only thing that you have to do is get a bed, and you don't have to, but it just seems wise to. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on here, a lot of stuff I'd love to get samples on. You can cut down some of these trees to get an apple, potentially, but I really just want to get towards where water is for longevity's sake. Man, I gotta quit taking unnecessary damage like that. So if I don't find a village for breads, then I gotta find and eat animals. Got a village. Got a village with a cleric tower. Alright, so basically perfect. Is the village in an insane place? I mean, it's not great. Yeah, Natasha, I don't think these people knew Garuda. It's very sad. But we'll have to go in at a later date and find a way to go into the world and release everybody. All right, this is actually a nice spot. We've got exposed iron. We've got a chasm. Okay, I need to wise up because I'm getting low on food. I'm not in a bad situation though, because I'm going to find a village, and that means a ton of hay bales, and that means I'm totally fine. We're going to be able to look around, and as the first night falls, I'm sure that our oldest and best friend will make themselves known. Ooh, cherry trees! Amanda, Garuda is the name of my beloved pet chicken, who shows up in periods of danger as night falls in hardcore worlds. And I am running out of food again. Please let there be... Okay, I am really, really dumb. I should have been looking inside of houses first. Okay. I'm just gonna... No, I don't want to eat the chicken because we get... Is sprinting bad? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna starve? I think you can starve in hardcore. Anyway, I thought I was gonna find a bunch of hay bales, and then I would just bash them and make bread. This music really captures the gravity of the situation. Okay. There we go. We're gonna be fine. I definitely have enough strength to knock these wheats down. Easy. Alright, see? And this guy's going to be real interested because I'm just going to take a bed. It occurs to me I don't need to make my own. Look, I got a bed. Good job, me. And when we return, you know, this is, frankly, a beautiful place to think about starting up. We've got a cherry tree biome there that's right by a nice mountain. We've got a jungle. Could be a nicer jungle, but it's still a pretty nice jungle. Spruce in that direction. It's a beautiful place. We can make some leather boots before too long, explore up there, maybe get some emeralds and whatnot. Yes, the days are just packed of potentials. But speaking of leather, might as well start on the train of acquiring animals. Now, it could be better to start up farming, but I just want to get the leather for the boots first. I figure we'll just get more cows. Whoa, okay, I almost fell in. You know, my penchant for looking over the edges of things. You know, if I'd been in third person, it wouldn't have happened. Anyway, I'm not gonna over focus on it. Looks like we've got a sunflower plains over in this direction. Might be a flower forest that has sunflowers in it, but I don't know if that exists. I think... because I never really see... okay, yeah, sunflower plains here on the side of the flower forest. So this is a lovely and beautiful sort of biome split here, where you get just like crawling up the side of this mountain, all of these flowers. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Well, you know, I never got to plant the orchids. There were a lot of things I didn't get to do. But it's alright. I'm not going to sit around here and tell you that I have, like, a lot of regrets about how that last hardcore world went. It was amazing. I lived for, like, 155 days. Can you guys believe that? If you've watched me for very long, you probably can't. Just awesome. Good feelings about it. I don't think that the fire spreads, like, super far on grass. I haven't seen it, like... I guess even if it did spread a little bit far, it would mainly get sorted out. Speaking of fire, though, I really got to mine some cobblestone. I am losing my priority list pretty badly. That was either a creeper or something even more sinister. Sounds like just a spider or something, though. Could be a creeper. I don't have any torches. Yep, there it is, a spider. I could tell the sounds apart. I've got my trusty axe. I don't want to be getting hit because I don't have my armor. Alright, but I get an achievement. Monster Hunter, that's me. Of course, spiders don't hit very hard, but you don't want to be taking just free damage when you're dressed like me in nothing. I have enough for a furnace, which is very important. I'm moving so slow compared to my normal route for the beginning of a hardcore world normally, but I'm also sort of like... Thank you, Natasha. I'm also sort of like processing the feeling of my last world going away, which has within me still like the sort of careless freedom that I felt living in it. And, like, it barely occurs to me, even though I'm looking at my character, that I'm not sitting here and, you know, wearing my beautiful diamond gear. That my adventuring had consequences. I always feel so safe when it's daytime, but that's often when I don't make it. Creeper coming out, that'll be alright. I don't have much of a weapon to deal with it, though. Yeah, we're gonna have to pickaxe it down one heart at a time. It's my wood axe busted, and ow, took a slight amount of damage there. That'll be alright. But when the next day comes, you know, there'll be all of the things we didn't do today to do. I really should have made another axe. But the thing is that it's very important to keep my eye out, because at any moment we will see him. And it's possible he is one of these. Ah, yes. He says, "Look at me. Hello, old friend. Come with me." It's dangerous to go alone. Come on, buddy. And we're just gonna get Garuda inside. And do our typical little thing where we build a house to keep him safe. Crash for the night. There we go. Sweet dreams. We made it. And just gonna go ahead, pick up the bed, let this guy out. And then we're going to barricade it until... Like, what's the best way to do this? We'll just put planks in front of the door, right? There we go. And now it'll be nice and safe. And that'll be our house. But so before the very end, we're gonna try to go into here, play the world, open to land, allow commands on. Okay, I just needed to switch the mode for the game to load in this stuff. It knew I was cheating, but here we are. What a wonderful world this was. Yeah, we'll even free the sheep. The sniffer's happy where he is, so we don't have to worry about that. Smash the cake. You know, I never hit that bullseye. Ah, the regrets. You know, I bet if I had feather falling, that fall wouldn't have killed me. I just didn't have good enough boots. Alright, guys. It's time for you all to go. Garuda, you don't need any seeds. I know where you are. Ah, my heart. Well, it's like that song says, wise men know when it's time to go, and so I should too. But that'll be the end of this world. My beautiful world. But nothing's meant to last forever. You know, the rock wants to be a rock forever. The tiger wants to be a tiger. But, you know, the whole world is another opportunity to plant another forest of flowers. To just, like, have an absolutely tacky amount of lilacs. You can do anything you want to do. So, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for everybody who hung out in the stream. And, you know, I'm going to try to do this format from now on rather than recording. So you can see in virtually real time my despair whenever I make poor choices. But thank you guys so much. I probably will be streaming tomorrow as well, maybe a couple of times. I do have a full-time job and stuff, so it's hard for me to budget out the time necessarily in advance for when I'm definitely going to feel like doing it. But thank you so much, especially for anybody who hasn't been here before. Really awesome for you to give me a try. It makes me feel so good. And, you know, I hope that in the future you'll still enjoy checking me out. So thank you guys. Good night. Good luck on your tests. Good luck with your tomorrows. Stay safe out there if you're in any place that's got adverse weather. I know a lot of people I know are having trouble with that. So, you know, if you have electricity and air conditioning, just be grateful for that. Not to get all preachy, but I certainly am glad that my power's on. So it's about time for me to get to bed. And, well, that'll do it.